everyone. I hope you're having a great day. I just realized I'm holding my coffee. Well, if you've been around me long enough, I pretty much walk around with this 1 cup of coffee all morning long. It takes me forever to drink. In fact, I walk, my daughter lives next door, and we walk together with the dog. And there's so many mornings that I walk over with my coffee, and she's like, "Really, Mom? You're gonna walk with your coffee?" Anyway, enough of that. Sorry about that. So yeah, today we're gonna make zucchini bread. We have, I think about 6 or 7 zucchini that have come out of the garden already. So I'm just incorporating those recipes that we've had around for years that we love and trying out some new things. Okay, so we're gonna start with a smaller zucchini. We only need 1 cup for this recipe. And we're gonna grate it on the box grater. I'm gonna use the larger hole. 1 cup goes pretty quickly. I mean, you can use a food processor, but I think this is easier to wash and it works good for me. I am going to be using a stand mixer. If you don't have one, you can use a hand mixer. You can whisk it, but to get the butter to the consistency that we want, it would be better if you used a stand mixer or a hand mixer. So I'm going to be using 1 stick of butter. And I'm going to use coconut sugar today, but you can use regular sugar, that's fine. I'm going to use a mixture of coconut sugar and honey. So it's 1/2 of a cup of organic coconut sugar. And I'm going to start by mixing those together. I'll start it on low speed, just until it's all incorporated. It is important that your butter is soft at room temperature for this to work. Bring up the speed slowly. And while that's running, I'm going to crack 2 eggs. The butter and the sugar to change color, become lighter in color, a little fluffier. Usually the coconut sugar won't fluff up as much as regular sugar does, but it does enough. You'll be able to see the difference in the color and the texture. So that's the color we're looking for. And I'm going to drop 1 egg in at a time. And once the first one is incorporated, we'll add the second. This again is a really easy recipe to make. I try to always make easy recipes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add this second egg. Okay. And I have have set aside half a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of baking powder and a half a teaspoon of baking soda. These I'm going to add to the 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour that I have already set aside. And I'm just going to give those a little mix. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon. Cinnamon is one of my favorite things to use in dessert. It smells so good when you're baking. And it's good for you. And mix that in. I'm going to turn the mixer back on, and I have a 1/4 cup of honey that I'm going to add to the butter and sugar and eggs. And if you haven't seen my other videos, this handy little measuring cup is just the greatest thing to have in the kitchen. It's great for things like honey and maple syrup, almond butter, peanut butter. It's 2 pieces, and all the measurements are here on the side. And you just put your ingredients on the top and then go ahead and push them out so you're not trying to get all this sticky stuff out. It's just easier, it's less work. And then there's also a side for liquid ingredients. So it's double duty. And next I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I do make homemade vanilla extract, which it's very simple. Maybe I'll post that in another video. Turn the mixer back on for a minute. We're going to slowly start adding the flour in, just a spoonful at a time. It smells so good. This little gadget is very handy. I'll show you in a minute. And now we'll add the zucchini. And just mix that in. You don't want to overmix the batter, so you're just going to mix it in until it's incorporated, just for a few seconds. So, yeah, this guy is really handy. I believe it's mrmixer.com. I don't receive anything for showing you this. I just love the product, so I want to share it. Mr. Mixer has a lot of YouTube videos. So this just hooks on the side of, I believe it's a 6-quart mixing bowl. There's just 2 little notches here, and you put it on the side of the bowl, and it is so helpful when you're adding dry ingredients in, rather than trying to stick your spoon in there and it gets caught in the mixer. It's just a great little gadget to have. All right, now we're just gonna scrape everything off of the beater. Also, we have this handy beater. I believe it's called a beater blade. I'll put a link in the description. Well, I want to say it was about $40 or $50 on Amazon. There are some places, local places, where you can find them sometimes. I saw one at Home Goods, possibly even Target. But most of the beaters that come with these mixers, some of them don't have any rubber spatulas on the side, and a lot of them only have one side. Well, this has double. It's double-sided, so you never have to scrape down the inside of the bowl. It hits the bottom, it hits the sides, and everything gets incorporated easily. Okay. I have some coconut oil cooking spray. I'm just gonna quickly spray the inside of this pan. It's a standard size bread pan, loaf pan. Now I do sometimes double this recipe, and it can be made in a tea loaf pan like this. Or you could just do one single batch, or you can double it and put it into a piece. I usually do double because it doesn't last long around here with the teenagers in the house. Just go ahead and spread it out evenly in the pan. And we're going to bake this in a 325-degree oven for about 45 to 50 minutes. I'm going to start checking it at about 40 minutes with a toothpick. Just insert the toothpick, and if it comes out clean, it's done. You don't want to overbake it, but you definitely don't want to underbake it either. But usually, yeah, it takes about 45 to 50 minutes. And we'll see in a little while. Okay, so the zucchini bread has been out of the oven for about 15 minutes. I just wanted to take this opportunity to mention a few things. We were talking earlier in the video about some of the parts that I got for my mixer, and I wanted to give you the correct website. It's mixermixer.store is where you want to go to find parts like this beater blade, or like I said, you can get this also on Amazon. This handy part that goes on the side of your mixer. But one thing I didn't show you, and I think it's important, especially if you do a lot of bread, this mat that I got, and it wasn't expensive. It's a rubber mat, and it will keep your mixer. You'll know, if you do a lot of bread, you'll know what I'm talking about. When your mixer starts working pretty hard and it starts walking across the counter. Well, one thing that he said on his videos is most of the repairs that they get on mixers are from them falling off the counter, because they do walk sometimes when they're mixing. You just put your mixer on top of this mat, and it prevents it from moving around. It's such a great little gadget to have. Their customer service at Mr. Mixer is beyond excellent. I accidentally ordered the wrong bowl and was able to talk to them 2 different times on the phone, and they're just so pleasant to talk to and so informative, and the return process was so easy. Within 2 days I returned the product and had my money back. One other thing that I wanted to talk about, a little money saving tip, is I always save the wrappers for my butter. And believe it or not, I don't know if you can see that, but there's quite a bit of butter on there. And most of the time I will use this to grease a pan, or grease a piece of parchment paper, or even if I just need a little bit of butter on my fingers, I'll just use that to grease my fingers up a little bit. Anyway, I just fold it up, put them all into a little Ziploc bag, and keep them on the door in my fridge. So when I need one, it's there. Saves a little bit of money. Now, it's time to take the zucchini bread out of the pan. Wow, smells so good. And there you have it. I'm gonna let it cool another 20 minutes or half an hour before cutting it. Why not head over to simplyeatathome.com and grab the printable recipe, read the blog, which will give you a full set of instructions. Have a great day.